How's it going, everybody? Welcome to your one-stop shop for legendary loot news. My name is Just Jared, and today we're talking about Lost Ark, the upcoming MMO action RPG that's finally coming to the West. More specifically, we're going over everything you need to know for the closed beta that kicks off this week. Now, if you are a fan of games focused around loot, like Lost Ark, consider subscribing because that's literally all we talk about. Alright, let's get into it. First off, the Lost Ark closed beta will take place over on Steam. We'll have servers for North America and Europe, and will run from November 4th at 9 a.m. Pacific time to November 11th at 11:59 a.m. Pacific time, so it'll basically run until the afternoon of the 11th. You can access this closed beta if you are given a key via signing up on the Lost Ark website. I'll make sure to leave the link for you down in the description and the pinned comment so you can go request access if you haven't yet. If you don't end up getting a key that way and you still want to play the beta, you can get the Bronze Founders Pack over on Steam for $15 and get access, as well as get a few extra items and currencies when the full game launches. If you know that Lost Ark is going to be a game that you'll put a lot of time into, there's other Founders Packs that net you tons of other stuff, including beta access if you wish to spend a little more. Now, the focus of this closed beta specifically is server stability, certain tech integrations, and large-scale bug testing. I played the technical test a few months ago and had little to no issues with server stability or bugs, at least that I noticed, so fingers crossed that the servers are ready for the massive increase in players during this beta. It would really suck, both for us that want to play and for the devs, if the servers can't handle the player load and it ends up taking the devs a day or maybe more to get them stable. First impressions for games are super important, more than ever these days, and knocking even just one day off this week-long beta would be a bummer. The devs did put out an update saying to expect queue times at the start of the beta, as they're going to be slowly sending players to single worlds throughout the initial load test and expanding worlds as more players log on. Pre-download will be available for the beta on November 2nd, sometime after 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and will show up in your Steam library to download. If you purchased access through Amazon, you'll receive a Steam key via your associated email, which will be sent out around that same time. Do note that they'll be sending out keys for the closed beta throughout the entirety of the beta, so if you don't get a key before the first day or on the first day, there's a chance that you'll get one later in the week when they send out another wave if they need additional testers. And if you're planning to make content on the game yourself or stream the game, there's no NDA or anything like that, so you're allowed to capture footage of the beta and share it how you like. Now, the fun stuff. There's a good bit of newly accessible content in this closed beta for players to try out. Once you start the beta, you'll find all new prologues. These prologues are meant to provide insight to the background of your character's class while making the tutorial stuff in the beginning of the game much quicker and easier to understand. This way you can get to the bulk of the game much faster than before, and it will lessen the monotony of starting other classes to try them out. Also, the entire continent of Rohendel is opened up to explore. You'll be able to decide how you want to spend your time, by sailing off to new places, farming and customizing your stronghold, running the dungeon content that's available. This beta will provide a lot more freedom than the technical test did in order to test everything to make sure it's all working as intended. Also, the Martial Arts Advanced Class Striker is going to be available to play too. The level caps will also be increased as well, 55 for character level and 100 for expedition level, and more Abyss dungeons, Chaos dungeons, and Tier 2 Guardian raids will be available to attempt. You'll also have access to the Power Pass, which is a tool that lets you boost a new character straight to level 50 once you've already reached 50 with another character. That way you can try out another class in the more advanced content without having to completely level up again, which is great. And lastly, everyone who gets into the beta will be given 40,000 Royal Crystals, which is the currency used in the in-game shops to purchase cosmetics and other fun items. This is just to test to make sure the shops are working properly, and no real money purchases will be available during the beta. There's a lot of other changes and additions in this closed beta compared to the closed alpha and previous technical tests. Instead of going through them all here, I'll just leave a link to the long list in the description and pinned comment for you if you want to check all that out. And that's a quick rundown of all the beta info you need to know in one concise place. We did get news on the business model side of the game. A lot of people, myself included, were worried about the potential pay-to-win mechanics that are part of the Korean version and how those systems would transition over to the West, because what Korea and what the West consider as pay-to-win is drastically different. But a lot of changes are being made, all for the better, and I'll go over all of those in a separate video in the next couple days. The goal is to consistently make content on Lost Ark and make it a staple of this channel. I've got a lot to learn about the game still, and I've got to decide exactly what Lost Ark content is going to look like, besides news and stuff, so there's a lot of unknowns, but I have been excited about this game since it was rumored to be coming to the West. I'm a huge fan of top-down, hack-and-slash stuff with loot and cool combat. I loved the technical test and couldn't get enough, and I only played one class. I really want to cover this game, so if you're someone who is also super interested in Lost Ark, consider subscribing for more content. I'm honestly too ready to get started, and I'll definitely be uploading some closed beta videos during the week. Thanks a lot for watching and chilling till the end. Make sure to like the video for plus 10 intelligence. Big thanks to my Patreon supporters Kyle and Vanilla. Until next time, have a good one.